Hello friends, welcome to my channel Plant Pathology Pathsala. I am Jhumisri Meher, PhD scholar from Banaras Hindu University. In this video, I will simplify the fungal classification part for you so that you can easily remember it. So please see this video till the end and don't forget to subscribe my channel to get notification for more and more videos like this. I have already discussed the introductory part of mycology or fungus in my last videos. Please see the description box, link is given there, or you may check on the I button. So first, let's discuss the outline of fungal classification. This method of fungal classification is based on cell characteristics and given by G. N. Agrios 2005. According to this, fungi are broadly classified into two groups, that is fungi-like organism and perfect fungi. Fungi-like organism means it resembles some characteristics to the fungi but are not true fungi. It does not contain all the characteristics of a fungus, whereas the perfect fungi it composed of fungi which possess all the characters of a true fungus. Then again this fungi-like organism or pseudofungi, this group are classified into two groups, that is protozoa and chromista, based on the presence or absence of the cell wall. The protozoa group, it lacks the cell wall, so it is having a protozoa-like or plasmodial thallus. On the other side, this chromista group, it contains cell wall and other characteristics just same as the true fungus or the perfect fungi. The cell wall of this group of fungus contain cellulose in it, not the chitin. That's why it is different from the perfect fungi. Then come to the perfect fungi group. Perfect fungi group contain all the characteristics of a perfect fungus. Okay, and it is divided into 5 major phylum. First two phylum are considered as lower fungus group, whereas last three one considered as higher fungus group based on the condition of the hyphae, that is the septate or aseptate condition. So this Chytidiomycota, Zygomycota are considered as lower fungus, whereas this three Asco, Basidio and Deutero are considered as higher fungus. This classification is based on the spore production in it. Okay. So now you are clear about the outline of fungal classification. It is classified into two major groups, that is fungal-like organism and perfect fungi, which is again classified that the fungal-like organism is classified into two groups, that is protozoa and chromista based on the presence or absence of cell wall in it, whereas the perfect fungi group is divided into 5 major groups. First two are the lower fungus and another three are the higher fungus group. So let's discuss this group with its few important characteristics and few examples. We will discuss the detail of this group in next video one by one, as it is a very lengthy chapter. We have to discuss the characteristics of pathogen group also in it, and also its mode of reproduction, spore type, so many things we have to discuss. So we will discuss all this one by one. Now let's start with fungi-like organism. We have already discussed that it is divided into two groups, that is protozoa and chromista based on the cell wall characteristics. So first one is the protozoa. It includes fungi without cell wall, so the cell is lacking any definite shape and become a plasmodia-like structure, and the thallus will appear as a plasmodial thallus. In this photo you can see here there is no definite shape of this thallus. This is of plasmodial nature. Next, this group of fungi produce sporangia inside it, which produce sporangiospore. So the spores produced inside sporangia are called as sporangiospore. These are asexual spores which help in multiplying the or perpetuating the fungus. If you don't know about sporangiosperm and other spores, please go through my video on sexual and asexual reproduction of fungi. You will be clear about different spores produced by fungus. Link is given in the description section. Most of the fungi of this group are non-parasitic in nature. Example, Fuligoseptica. The common name is dog vomit slime mold. These are fungi generally growing as saprophyte and grow over rotten or decayed material or over the rock. Okay, you can see here in this picture. But few are plant parasitic in nature, that is included in phylum Plasmodiophoramycota. This is a very important phylum. Remember this. This is the only phylum under this which is pathogenic in nature. It includes two major pathogens, that is Plasmodiophora and Spongospora. The Plasmodiophora brassicae that causing the foot and toe or the club root disease of crucifer. You can see here in this photo that the underground part changes or converted into foot and toe like structure due to the physiological changes occurring in plant by the infection of the pathogen, which result in hypertrophy and hyperplasia. Hypertrophy means increase in size, whereas hyperplasia means increase in number. Okay, due to the hypertrophy and hyperplasia, this club root or finger toe like symptoms occurring. Okay, then the Spongospora species. This causes powdery scab of potato. We will discuss the characters of this phylum in detail in next videos. Then next come to Chromista. This group of fungi possesses all the characteristics of fungi, only the cell wall is composed of cellulose in the place of chitin. The thallus is well developed, filamentous and also produce spores, that is oospore and zoospore. The oospores are the sexual spores produced by this group of fungus, whereas the zoospore are the asexual spore produced by the fungus. Then the hyphae are generally aseptate in nature, means the septa or the cross wall is absent. So the hyphae are multinucleate in condition, which is also known as cynocytic. Okay, multinucleate hyphae are called as cynocytic hyphae, or the condition is called as cynocytic condition. We will discuss all this detail about all the spore production, how these spores are produced in this group of fungi, that is Chromista, which includes the Oomycetes or Oomycota group of fungus in detail in next videos. Let's discuss some examples. The main important pathogenic fungus included in this group are Pythium and Phytophthora. The Pythium species, it causes damping off of vegetables, whereas the Phytophthora infestans, this is a very important fungus which cause the late blight of potato. This is the causal organism which is responsible for iris famine. In this photo, you can see here the spore production of the Phytophthora infestans. Inside this lemon-shaped sporangia, zoospores are produced. So we have discussed the fungi-like group. Okay, fungi-like organism which includes the protozoa and chromista. These are fungi-like organism, not the true fungi. It lacks some characteristics of a true fungi. So next, discuss about the perfect fungi or true fungi. This group of fungi contain all the characteristics of a fungus, that are, it is with filamentous thallus containing the mycelium. You can see here the mycelium is there. Okay, filaments of the thallus is containing the filaments. Then the mycelium is consist of network of hyphae. Here this is the mycelium which is made up of network of hyphae, which is either septate or aseptate. Septate means the septa is present or the cross wall is present, which is dividing, or the separating the nucleus. Okay, whereas the aseptate hyphae, no separation is there or no crosswall is there, due to which the hyphae become multinucleate, and this condition is also known as synostotic condition. This is very important question. Okay, synostotic condition, that is the multinucleate condition due to the absence of septum in the hyphae. Then the thallus bears different type of sexual and asexual spores. We will discuss the sexual and asexual spore that is produced by different group of fungi in detail in next video. Then the cell wall is made up of primarily the chitin. So these are the few characteristics of a true or perfect fungi, that is having the filamentous thallus, that is the spore bearing one, and the thallus containing the mycelium, which is the network of hyphae. The hyphae is maybe septate or aseptate, and the cell wall is made up of chitin. Then further, this group is also divided into 5 important phylum. Okay, that is the Chytidiomycota, Zygomycota, Ascomycota, Basidiomycota, and Deuteromycota. This classification is based on the spore production or the sexual spore present in it. So we will discuss all this detail about this phylum in another video. In this video only we will discuss one example of this. So first one is Chytidiomycota. It includes a major pathogen, that is Syncytium endobioticum, which is causing potato wart disease or black wart of potato. Then Zygomycota. This includes mucus species that is causing the bread mold. Okay, these two are in lower fungi group. Then third one is Ascomycetes fungi. Ascomycota or Ascomycetes fungi. This includes a major plant pathogen, that is Erysiphe species, which is causing powdery mildew disease in plants. The Ascomycota, because it produces ascospore. Okay, that's why it is named as Ascomycota. Then Basidiomycota. In this fungal group or phylum, basidiospores are produced inside a club-like structure that is called as basidia. This fungi group contain important 2 pathogens, that is mud fungi and rust fungi. The rust fungi is the Puccinia gramineans, whereas Astylago species is the smut fungi. Then the last one is Deuteromycota. This is also called as dustbin fungi because it includes only asexual group of fungi. The fungi included in this group are lacking the sexual stage. Whenever any fungi is discovered, if it lacks any sexual stage, it will be included in this group. Okay. So we have discussed the outline of fungal classification. I think you are now clear about the classification part and you can remember it easily. So this is the end of this video. Please do like, subscribe and share. Thank you.